Alrighty. Here I am, just getting back from doing some Nalini. Oh, I gotta loosen up before jumping in something like this. Oh my god, it hurts. Alright. So, I'm doing this for maybe one of you who's actually going to watch this. Good enough. Down the road, I'll be able to look it up and say, God, I remember those times when COVID-19, now I'm calling it C-19, hit us. And and I had to do this stuff. Didn't have to. I'm doing it because I want to. Because I want to try and make you better writers, better speakers, better communicators, better humans. Not that you're not great already. You are. You know what I'm saying. Okay, so speech writing. Let's just jump right into it. And I'll talk. You'll listen. I'll get through this quickly and you can come back and visit if you're so inclined. All right, speech writing. Yay. Sometime in your life, you are going to find yourself in a situation, a place with a certain audience, a certain time. Could be a wedding, it could be a birthday party, it could be a funeral, it could be Thanksgiving dinner, who knows? And either you'll have an opportunity to prepare a speech or you'll have to concoct one off the top of your head right there and then. But then there are certain rules that you can follow. When I say rules, they're not steadfast. Again, it depends on your audience. You can jump right in and have a lot of fun with it. And these are some steps that you can take. First, the topic part, this is, you had at least a week to think about a topic, something you feel strongly about, something that you really want to sink your teeth into, something that let's imagine you're the one that's standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial with tens of thousands of people out in front of you. And you want to persuade them. You want them to see your point of view, to understand where you're coming from. And your voice echoes, out, over, all the people. That's cool. And I think, and I believe, just knowing you kids, that you all have the ability, and maybe it'll happen. Okay. Then you have to find your thesis. What's your purpose? What are you doing? If you look at the outline that I sent you, the template, then what is your purpose? Just state it and be specific, be concise. Don't make it so general that you can go 1,000 different ways. If you are looking into baking what? Baking cookies, baking a cake, baking gummy bears, I don't know, maybe. Okay, and this isn't about ranting, though you can get a rant in there. That's for, pathos, if you're so inclined, just to really rally the people. Then organization part. This is something you see people, all the talking heads on TV and movies, and this has been prepared. It's not just coming off the top of their heads, though I did suggest, to yourselves that you can just be standing inside your room, have your recorder going, and just start going off on something. You can have your research right there in front of you, and then I'm telling you, pearls will start coming out, and you'll see, I could use that. It's just another technique. And then you're just building one thing upon the other, and the transitions are crucial because you have to stitch it all together. And the hook, baby. When you think about, we'll get there in a second. Persuasion is just that. I want to go out. It's Saturday night, and I want to go out. What's the point of me staying in here? This is stupid. I'm not gonna get sick, or I'm not gonna get in trouble. Everything's gonna be just fine. So then you have to present your case to the powers that be, and then the powers that be then have to come back, and either they'll say, I don't have to put up with this. Go to your room, or they'll have a sane conversation with you, and so then you deliberate. So coming up with your points, they've got to be strong, logical, and you have to give solid reasons as to where your thesis is coming from, what your purpose is, and you want to move them. You want them to feel the feels. That's where the pathos comes in. And it's not beyond me to throw a tear or two out there when giving a speech, and that's just for effect. Yeah, I'm a manipulator from way back. And that comes from being a baby, the youngest of 6 children. I knew I could just get anybody in trouble. It's like, Debbie hit me. And the Kathy could say, no, he didn't, Mom. Timmy started the whole thing. But Timmy just had to cry. That was it. Debbie, go to your room. Tears, man. The power. Looking at how to make it effective. You don't want it to be dull, right? You don't want to put people to sleep. You want them to be moved, and that's where the word choice comes in. Word choice, word choice, word choice. Thesaurus, thesaurus, thesaurus. You don't want it to sound stilted. You don't want it to sound, like you just ate a dictionary, but you do want the word choice to be precise, and you want your audience to understand, which is why a lot of times people have told me, Tim, people don't know what you're speaking about. They don't get it, and sometimes it's because of my vocabulary. Sometimes because I'm actually talking over people's heads, and it's just for me, and I know that. You don't have to do that, not in speech. Speak directly to your audience and tell them what you mean and get to it. Every now and then you can take a little aside, which is always fun, just to keep it fun for yourselves. Grab their attention. Make your writing humanizing and personalizing, hooking the members. How many times have you heard that? Hook the reader, hook your audience. Some examples. And it doesn't have to come right at the very beginning. You don't have to come out and just start swinging. You can dance around a little bit first before you start taking a jab or two at the audience, at their ears. If you definitely want to set the tone. You have A.B. Lincoln. 4.7 years ago. Hey, what the hell's 4.7 years ago mean? Well, a score is 20 years. So that's 87 years, and 87 years ago was the Declaration of Independence, and so people got to start thinking. And but he, being Abe Lincoln, he got away with it. Then, Martin Luther King, the old "I have a dream," right? And who doesn't know that? You hear that, Martin Luther King. It was a great hook. But that came later on in his speech. Later on in his speech, he had a prepared speech, and then he went off. He went off speech, and he just spoke. He spoke from here, and he spoke from here. He had the people right here in the palm of his hand, and he worked them. And that part, he went right back to church. He brought them all back into church with him, and his voice just reverberated over the Washington Memorial Mall. Insane. Then there's Malcolm X. You guys know Malcolm X? I don't know. Malcolm X, he was, you could say that he was the antithesis of Martin Luther King. Initially, he was, Martin Luther King, if they slap your face, taking Jesus' philosophy. If they slap you in your cheek, then you turn you off in the other cheek. Not with Malcolm X. Malcolm X was more like, if you slap my cheek, you better best believe I'll come back and smack you right in your kisser. And one of his lines from one of his speeches was that we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. And that's a great little hook. And it's true. We're not that part of America. We're speaking about civil rights. We're speaking about equal rights. So don't talk to me about America. We didn't come over on the Mayflower. We were brought over on slave ships. Thank you very much. And then our friend JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. That was my best Massachusetts accent. These are all grabbers, and they have withstood the test of time. And people, a lot of times, they know them right off the top of their head. Then forming your speech. Big statement. Grab the audience's attention. Think deeply, and you have to think about the sound. You do. You have to think about alliteration. I'm sorry. You have to think about, along with your word choice. This is crafting. This isn't just, word dumping and then walking out. You've got to think about how it sounds to the people. It has to be melodic. It can't be caustic to the ear. And then a lot of that then comes right to ethos and introducing yourself and who you are and why you're giving this speech in the first place, right? Your own credibility. And then using inclusive terms. direct speech, and first-person pronoun. This will create a direct connection between you and your listeners. Your audience will feel more included, involved, and a sense of belonging. The we factor. I'm not in this by myself. We're in this together, whatever it may be, whatever you're getting into. This directly affects you. You should care about this. And then you're looking, the body of the speech. Again, you're building. It's taking music theory into account. The whole ACA, BA, ABACAB, ABACAB. Now you build to a crescendo, and you get the people right where you want them, and then you're able to bring it back down again, and allow them to catch their breath, and then you can end it with a bang right at the end. Just finish it off, whatever it may be, and this helps. This is it's a powerful tool. Is anticipating some of the doubt that your audience may be thinking about what you're speaking about, and then head it off at the pass. You're counterattacking the positive points with the negative ones with the help of facts and figures of your personal experience. When someone is sitting there, yeah, right, this is stupid. Yeah, good, Straub. Yeah, you're wasting your time. I didn't even watch it, so they're not going to hear this. Yeah, I get it. But I'll see you in 10 years. And then be aware of your transitions. It's cohesive. It sticks together. It's one thing to another. Building. It's not just a whole bunch of unrelated points that you're making. These are, it's like there's one nail and one hammer, and you're just going bam, 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 bam. And each point that you're making, it's not like whacking the hammer, but just tick, 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 tick. It gets the job done just as much as the wham, wham. You don't want to hit your audience too hard. And then ending with a firm conclusion. You want to bring back some of the points that you had made up as you're wrapping it up. And, what was the point of this? There's got to be a point, rather, because it's not a rant. So you're hoping for a call for action to make something happen. That you're not just knocking things. You're not just saying, that's stupid, that sucks, I don't know, No, you have to have an idea, something that's going to replace perhaps what you think is wrong, something that you don't like. And then you suggest it. What are your ideas? You got any better ideas? And that's part of it as well. And then, just to go over everything again, begin with an anecdote. A short personal story, much like what we did with the moth. Just something really, something that makes it human, and something that makes the connection not just for you with what you're talking about, but also the others that you're speaking to. And background, state the thesis, and not like this is my thesis. No, you say it casually, without effort. Then you can define everything, and comparing, classifying all the effects, and then your conclusion. You dismount, and that's it. It's quite a bit. I'm thinking that we'll push it. I'll send out another date and do a draft. You guys can outline it, and then things are moving so fast, kids. So we'll figure this out. I just want to have I would like to have this done by the end of the quarter. So and maybe we can push that a little bit too. But we'll figure it out. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we miss you. Yada yada, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. You see me on the street. Hey. Okay. Take it easy. And if you actually went through this whole thing, thank you. Really.